Hello everyone, I'm Golden and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be creating a fan art for Kim Ye-ji, a Korean sharpshooter from the Olympics 2024. So to start with, we are going to create a canvas of 2000 pixels by 2000, which will be in a square format. Next, please make sure that the resolution is set to high, which is 300 dpi, as anything lower will result in a pixelated design.
Like this before, I'm good at shutting you out. I've always had a way of keeping closed, beating, hiding.
Next, we want to create a custom brush. So just press L on your keyboard or select the ellipse tool and draw a very thin line, just like you see me do in the video right now. Choose black as the base color for now, and we're going to use this line as a structure for our brush. So with our shape selected, you have to open the brush panel. If you don't see the brush panel, look at the top bar. You should see something like that as you see in the video, or go to window and brushes, and that should open the brush panel. Next, you drag the shape into the brushes panel, select Art Brush. Next, you have the opportunity to customize your brush even further. For colorization method, just choose none for now. For the name, you could give it anything. I just gave mine something I can easily remember and differentiate it from other brushes.
Tell me how you're feeling since you got me out in the open. Now I'm ready to dive in.
When you're done customizing your brush, click OK. After creating our brush, please try checking to see how it looks. Right now it has these tapered ends, which is exactly what we want for this illustration. To bring in our image now, all we have to do is go to File, Place, and then select the location of your image on your file manager or file explorer, and that should import it into the file. So here's a way to upscale your reference image. If your image has a low resolution, low quality, what you could do is go on Google, search image upscaler. There are multiple free websites to upscale your image. For this example, I'll be going with this website, and all you have to do is just drag and drop your image into the box there, and you should be able to upscale it. Please note that when upscaling your image, sometimes intricate details might be lost as the AI tries to compensate for the overall lack of quality. With our upscaled image now downloaded, we want to import it back into Illustrator, and a way to do that is either directly drag your image into your canvas or go to File, Place, Embedded, and then you just select your file and that should import it. Now for brush settings, double click on your brush. You should see a new dial pop up, and then when fidelity, extend it all the way to smooth, and that should give you a smoother line when making the strokes, just as you see here. So once again, double click on the brush icon, go to fidelity, and make it towards the right so it's smoother, and that gives a better feel as you see here. And now it's time to start drawing. Carefully draw along the outside of your subject in the reference image. Even if you've not done this before, just take it slowly, and this should come around. You should get used to this later on the more you do it. So just carefully use your mouse to go around the subject. If you use a stylus or a drawing tablet, that should be way easier for you, as that will have a natural motion to it, like you're drawing. But if you're using a mouse, please, I suggest using the to smoothing your brush strokes by double clicking on the brush icon and then moving the fidelity slider to smooth. At the moment, this is how my line art looks like. Once again, please take it slowly. If you made some mistakes, to erase them, you could select the eraser tool on the toolbar or use the shortcut Shift E, and that should give you the eraser to erase certain things. So once again, just take it slowly and enjoy the process. Now we're going to be adding some few colors to our hair, to shadows on our clothes, to make it kind of more realistic and have more depth. Also, I forgot to mention that each time we create a new layer, it has to be underneath our sketch layer, our line art layer. So the layer where you're drawing these lines has to be at the very top. To move layers up and down, you could just drag using your mouse, or you could yeah, I think that's the best way. Just use your mouse to drag up and down on the layers panel. If you do not see the layers panel, please go to Windows, and then you should see layers. Once selected, the layers should now appear on the right hand side of your screen, and the icon is of three paper like elements stacked on top of each other. Winter's here, the snow is falling, not a car as we drive. So you see me here just carefully going through each shadow, making sure that creating some shadows that will add some depth to the illustration. And once again, the tool I'm using is the pencil tool. And to find this, all you have to do is either click on the pencil icon on your toolbar or press N on your keyboard, and that should toggle on the pencil tool. And to make your lines kind of smooth, you could always double click on it, increase the fidelity slightly to smooth, as you do not want everything you do to be rounded, except maybe that's the look you're going for.
For miles to that little town called home. Tinsel hangs from every corner of the house, and Christmas lights shine bright through the cold evening fog. And I hear sleigh bells bouncing off the halls as the church choir sings along. Feel my heart melt when you walk through those doors for Christmas. You're all I want. All I wanted was you. Christmas cheer and drinks with friends we haven't seen for a while, since I've been to that little town called home. Pine tree dressed up with every ornament we got, and stockings hung with overflowing.
So now it's time to create a few layer for her shirt. And so just under your sketch layer, please create a new layer. In the layers panel, look for the icon next to the bean icon. So the second to last icon, you should have a plus, and when you click it, it creates a new layer. And for this, I'm going with a gray color for her shirt. Is black, but later on we'll add shadows to make it even darker. And so for this, we're also going to use the pencil tool to put in these shapes, these color shapes into behind her, and to create a shirt. So once again, just carefully go, make sure that you're behind your sketch line out layer. Always confirm that you do not want to draw everything on the same layer, as that could result in some unwanted changes. So please make sure. And then if you ever need to erase anything, you could do so by selecting the eraser tool on your toolbar or using the shortcut Shift E, and that should bring on the eraser tool.
From the top, I hear sleigh bells bouncing off the halls as the church choir sings along. Feel my heart melt when you walk through those doors for Christmas. You're all I want. All I wanted was you. 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 And I hear sleigh bells. All I wanted was you. Feel my heart melt. All I wanted was you.
Now we're we're going to create a shadow layer for this shirt. So open your layers panel and make sure to lock any layer you're done with, and create a new layer. For the color, select a slightly darker color that contrasts well with your existing shirt color, which we'll use as a shadow layer. For this illustration, we're using just one level of shadow. We're not going into different levels of shadow, just one. So it see how's that cartoon feel. And look for where shadows are on the original picture. So you could click the eye icon to toggle on or off a layer visibility. And you see here, I'm just trying to use the position of the original image to see where shadows are and where I can improvise. Sometimes, depending on your illustration, you may not have enough shadows. So that's why for beginners, it's always helpful to choose an image that has a high contrast between in the image, so it's easier for you that way to see shadows. But the more you create these illustrations, the more you can improvise based on shadows and lighting. So once again, just carefully take your time for this, because shadows actually define the structure and realism of your illustration. So take your time for this, um, and in the meantime, I'll just speed up my part. Now, since we're done with shadows for the shirt, it's time for highlights. And for highlights, it's exactly the same process. However, instead of choosing a shade that is darker, we choose a shade that is lighter than the shirt color. Not too light, to the point it looks unrealistic. In this case, I'm going for a very light gray. And once again, please remember, anytime you're done with a layer, please lock it and then create a new layer for something else. So since in this case, since you're done with shadows and we have a layer for shadows, we have to lock it by clicking the space in between the eye and the thumbnail of the layer, and then creating a new layer. This time we create our highlight above our shadow layer. Sometimes you create below. It doesn't really matter sometimes, depending on the placement of your illustration. That's how you want to go. So in this case, my highlight is going to be a little shade brighter than the shirt color. And as you see me here, I will just carefully just go around the original image. So remember, sometimes you may have to toggle the original image on to see where the highlights are and try to replicate that. Next, it's time for her skin, for us to draw her skin and skin shadows as well. So for this, since we've already created a shirt layer, we'll have to move this to the bottom, not the to the extreme bottom. However, just put this skin layer towards the bottom in your layers panel, and then you should be able to draw behind everything else you've drawn. And for the skin, you could just use the eyedropper to sample a color. If you press I on your keyboard, you should see the eyedropper tool. Just click anywhere on your original image to sample the skin, and then you may have to tweak maybe the brightness or saturation, but then you should find something suitable to work with. In this case, I went with a slightly less saturated skin color to start with, and then we have a shadow which will be saturated, so it complements each other. And once again, just carefully go um, behind your line art and draw the skin fill color. If you make any mistake, don't forget to use the shortcut for the eraser, or you could do just directly select the eraser from the toolbar on the left hand side. If you appreciate what you're watching and you'd like to learn more, please let me know in the comments, and also please consider liking and subscribing to the channel for future videos, as it helps support the channel. As I also enjoy creating these videos for you to show you what I've learned over the years and how you too can create these illustrations which don't have to be complicated. So now we're going to create a shadow layer for her skin. So once again, lock her skin layer, create a new layer above that, and then choose the existing skin color, but then slightly reduce the brightness and slightly increase the saturation. So increase the saturation by moving towards the right, reduce the brightness by moving towards the bottom in the color wheel. And now you should carefully, again using the pencil tool, just go round the shadow area from the original image, and remember to toggle on or off the original image. You could use the pencil and the eye icon rather, um, in the layers panel, and that should give you the ability to toggle on or off. And these shadows is what really defines an illustration. As you can see here, it's that already is making a whole lot of difference in the illustration. So it changes it from this um bland flat design to something that has some dimension to it. So once again, carefully take your time doing this, and I'll see you very soon. So the next step will be to create a new layer for our hat. So once again, lock all other layers you're not using, and then create a new layer which will be underneath the skin for our hat. I'm using an off-white color because I didn't want this to be pure white. I'll be using a pinkish hue, and just carefully again go around your subject and create this. This should be very fast too, as you've really done every other thing. So, and you join this behind the skin, which should be fairly easy. So once again, the same thing for the shadow of the heart. Create a new layer, lock all other layers, create a new layer for the heart on top the base color for the heart, and then just carefully go around the shape and make sure that you do this and enjoy the process too, because this is a very exciting thing to do. I really love creating these illustrations and sometimes improvising with shadows and things like that. If you're not sure where to put shadows, please look at the existing reference photo you have, and I think that should help you decide on where to add the shadows.
Every day, every single night. So for now, let's just take our time. Now that I got you by my side, tell me how you ready for the ride. Yeah, we gonna make it last all night. So let's just take our time. Hey.
Now we're very close to completing this illustration. The next part will be to create a highlight for the face, and for this you just have to go um, above the base skin layer but below the layers. So in between the base skin and the layers, the skin shadow layer, you create a new layer, sample the color from the base skin, but make it slightly lighter, and then we just carefully draw where you think the highlight will be, like when she's staring at the light source. So in my case, the this should kind of have like a rim light effect, kind of. And again, just play with things. Sometimes some things may work. You just have to try different things. Some things may not work. So again, just have fun experimenting with this. Now I'm going to use a gradient for this highlight, just so it has this fade effect. So with your shape selected, you just go to the gradient tool. On the right hand side you should see a gradient there, click on it, and then for the first point, so the point on the left, you choose your highlight color, and for the point on the right, you still choose your highlight color, but this time around, for the opacity, you give it something very low, so probably 0. And so it fades from 0 to 100. And now it's time to draw her gun. For this, I'll improvise, as I can't see the details very well from the original image. So here we're just going to create a new layer below everything. So below the shirts and below the hat layers, below the skin layers, and then you can give this any color. For this gun, since it had very straight and very long edges, I had to use the pen tool. So you could use the pen tool by pressing P on your keyboard or choosing it from the toolbar. And then I just had to once I made a shape, I just had to change the colors and things like that.
I will carry you home. I will carry you home. When you got nowhere to go, I need you to know I will carry you home. I will carry you home. I will carry you home. When you got nowhere to go, I need you to know I will carry you home. Carry you home. I will carry you home. I will carry you home. When you got nowhere to go, I need you to know I will carry you home. Carry you home. I will
I will carry you home. I will carry you home. When you got nowhere to go, I need you to know I will carry you home. Carry you home.
I need you to know I will carry you home. Carry you home. I will carry you home.
I got lost tonight under the stars up in the sky. Directions hard to find under the stars up in the sky. I got lost tonight under the stars up in the sky. Directions hard to find under the stars up in the sky. I don't know how to take this, I don't wanna break this. We're living in the moment, we're living in the moment. Your head is on my shoulder, we're never getting older. Baby, it's you and I. You and I. Yeah, we're stars in the sky. Oh, you and I. Yeah, we're stars in the sky.
Now for a bit of personalization, I am going to write the Olympian's name on the gun. So her name is Kim Yeji. And to do that, just select the text tool by pressing T on your toolbar, on your keyboard rather, or selecting the icon with the T shape on your toolbar. And here I'm just typing Kimyeji. I'm going to change the font to something I use regularly in my illustrations, Kong fonts. You can download any font you want or use your system font. It doesn't really matter. It will look good regardless. So for this, I'm just going to increase things like the check things like the tracking and things like that for the text.
You say that you're leaving me, the same thing you said last night. You can't do it peacefully, it won't go without a fight. So when I go, I know you'll follow me. I don't want slamming doors, no, no, just wait and see.
It's now time to draw the logos and flags on her tracksuit. So for this, remember to toggle on the original image, or if you know the logo by heart, you could just freehand it. So in this case, I'm going to draw the Fila logo and the Korean flag on her tracksuit and get back to you shortly.
You'll feel it naturally, there's no one else I see. I know you'll follow me. I don't know how to take this, I don't wanna break this. We're living in the moment, we're living in the moment. Your head is on my shoulder, we're never getting older. Baby, it's you and you and I. Yeah, we're stars in the sky. Oh, you and I. Yeah, we're stars in the sky.
That it's obvious, baby.
I'm not ready yet, ready to forget now.
Finally, it's time to create a background and add some very nice background text behind the character. And so to merge our layers, all you have to do is unlock everything we've done so far. Please remember to delete your reference image at this point. You do not want it to be a part of your illustration at the time. So with your reference image not selected, but every other thing else being selected, use your mouse to select everything on the canvas, and you could just resize it, or if it's not resizing, just select everything and you could press some Ctrl G, and that will create a group. However, in this case, there's no need for me to really use Ctrl G as I've selected everything and then just moved it.
I'm not ready yet, ready to forget.
And so, for probably the last time in this tutorial, you're going to create a layer below everything. So this will be the layer at the very bottom, and this will be for our background and our text. So in this case, all you have to do is create a new layer below everything, and then with the shape selected, press M on your keyboard and just draw a shape behind everything. Hold shift if you want it to be proportional, and give it a color. And in this case, I've given it this very dark pink. And now we're going to add some text which will give it a really nice vibe. And all I'm going to write is just the Olympian's name, so Kim Yeji. However, I'm going to stylize it by writing the Kim as one text block and then Yejin as other text blocks. So it's going to give it this hierarchy, but very fun effects later on. So as you can see here, the Kim is behind the character. I'm just going to duplicate that a couple of times and change it. Again, if the name of your character and you want to use this effect, this style, if the name of your character is longer, you could always reduce the font size and that should do it. And as you can see, it creates this very nice look to it, and I really love this. In fact, I will be using this more in my illustrations coming in the future. And I just would now add a gradient, which is optional. You don't have to do that. I'm just going to do that now, and so we'll conclude the overall illustration.
Yeah, we just
And here is the final result. I'm really happy with how it came out, and I hope yours came out well too. I have also made a wallpaper version of this, and if you'd like to download that for free, please check the pinned comments in the video as well as in the description. And thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel and share this video with those who might be interested, as I try to grow this channel to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.